Okay, so on the show today, we have Slim Thug, but we also have Slim Thug's favorite cheesecake. This stuff is divine. There's a great story behind this, but I think the other story and the new headline in the rap world is going to be your name will change if you eat too many of these. You know what your new name's going to be?
What will it be?
If you eat too many of these?
What would it be?
Okay, how about Chubby Thug? Slim Thug and Divine Cheesecake coming up right now on Great Day.
Everybody's moving, KHOU is grooving. I'm feeling it cause it's gonna be. We're about to get it going. Our happiness is showing. We're rocking it cause it's gonna be. Great day. Great day in Houston. Great day.
And now, here's your host, Deborah Duncan.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Great Day Houston. Okay, so considered a legend in the rap game, our first guest recently celebrated 20 years in the music industry. He's not only known for dropping rhymes, but he has served as an influential business leader, giving back to the local community. As founder of the Boss Life Foundation, he and his team work daily to help serve the underserved. Houston's own rapper Slim Thug is in the building. Good morning, Slim.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right, so let me just start straight off with how you got your name, because oftentimes the names can seem like they're kind of weird, but they actually come from real life experiences, right?
Right. Actually, I got that name when I was 15 years old. I had the braids, I had the gold grill, and at school I was just so skinny back then. So it just kind of came with my description.
So we had Slim, and they thought you looked
a little
thuggish.
dirty, so I look a little thuggish. So I just ran with it.
You're 6'6".
Yeah, I was 6'6".
All right, you are a Houston native.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I know there's a shout out you have to do to a whole bunch of people who are your best friends.
H-Town, Boss Life.
Yeah, right. You just say H-Town all the way through. All right. The rap game, you kind of came along at that right time where rap was really strong. Now, in the 80s, we had like the I Love You So Much music. Like, Babyface was paying our rent, buying us a car, and all that type of stuff. And in the 90s, the pendulum kind of swung, and rap music was hard. It was gritty.
Right.
And today, especially with the misogynistic messages that are in there, has kind of come back to haunt a lot of people.
Exactly.
In the sense of the whole Me Too movement. But in your opinion, was the music like misogynistic, or was it just reflective of what was happening, just real life?
I think it's both. I think, I think we went too far with it a lot of times, and then at the same time, I think it was seeing, a reflection of what we've seen, and because we come from a different area, different lifestyle. I tell people all the time, I'm Slim Thug. Like, when you look at women I date, like, where am I meeting a wife at? Like, I meet women in the club. Like, I'm not in the office business, like a building with you. So that's what I'm saying. Like, our environment's different. The people we deal with is different. So
yeah, there were two different messages going on there. Obviously, there was the one where people saying, "Why do you treat women this way?" But I think it also put in front of women, "Why are you acting this way?" So there were two different things going on there that we needed to address that from both different sides. Okay, so when did you first? I mean, you listened to rap, but when did you first decide that you wanted to rap?
Actually, I don't recall the exact year, but well, actually, it was my oldest brother. He wrote me, one of my older brothers, he wrote me a rap, and I used to run around. I was maybe 10 or 11, running around saying it to everybody. So everybody said, "Oh, you sound cool." So I had to kind of, get it together and figure it out myself after that.
Well, okay. So back when I was a kid, I always loved to sing. I had a hairbrush in my room, and when you turn off the radio, you go, "Oh, there's that song I like," right? And there was no rewind button or anything. You had to catch the song. We could catch it on the radio. Like, it'd be mid-song, you just had to catch it, right?
Exactly.
Well, you're younger, so you came along during the little karaoke machine days.
Actually, my brother bought me a karaoke machine after I ran around and said to rap a lot. So I just kind of sat in my room and made like 3-4 mixtapes just on a little karaoke machine.
Yeah, you did. Okay, we're gonna this is gonna be like a throwback right now. We're gonna go back to that moment in time.
Oh man. Oh. So we going live in the morning? Hey, we going live with Deborah Duncan. It's going down, we up to something. Boss Life ball coming up Sunday. Come out, y'all gon' have a fun day. Hey, I'ma pass it to Deborah. Let her go get the mic and wreck it regular. Hey.
Okay, let me find my beat. Here we go.
Come on.
On the couch we have Slim Thug, sitting here, he's snug as a bug.
Hey.
He's come to our neighborhood, cause he's gonna do some good. Now we are glad he's on Great Day, cause we know he has a lot to say.
Hey.
Okay. Going from that, I'm going to take it all the way back to another side. Speaking of a lot of stuff to say, a lot of people are talking about the whole R. Kelly situation.
Right.
Again, back to that kind of atmosphere that was kind of crazy and wild. If there's anything to be said about that or a lesson to be learned, what do you think that is?
Don't mess with kids.
Yeah, well, yeah,
That's
right,
the biggest
right.
message in that. But you know, I think on that whole thing is like I say, he's totally wrong with messing with kids. You can't do it. And secondly, parents need to be more responsible. Like after hearing 12 play, no way I would let my child be around R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? So I think everybody need to take responsibility, and everybody need to just be more careful, because like a young kid will be influenced by somebody like that. So.
Yeah, and apparently parents were influenced by that too, thinking that their child could get that next break, right?
Exactly.
But at what expense?
Exactly, and I don't think they cared. I think as long as it got them out of their situation, it was all that mattered.
What's also been kind of cool about looking back at that whole kind of rap situation, in the beginning, it was literally people on the streets doing their own business. It wasn't the big record labels that took over. In fact, when you were making that kind of money, that's when the big record labels looked and said, oh my gosh, maybe we should recognize this genre called rap. Yeah, but a lot of you learned great business skills. You learned great business.
Right. I mean, with me, I did it independent. I started doing mixtapes where I would actually go to compact center, like a store, and buy a blank CD and press it up myself, deliver it to stores. So I saw the value in what I was doing, at least early, to where I didn't want to sign a major label deal because I was getting a lot of money independent.
Yeah,
doing it myself.
You're doing a lot of great things in the neighborhood. The Boss Life Foundation.
Right.
That foundation came about because what? And how did you grow up, by the way?
I grew up on the north side, rough side. I'm the youngest of 7, no father. So I grew up on the rough side of things. Around 17 is when rapping actually started working for me, doing mixtapes with Michael Watts and stuff. And I started seeing, a little success on that end of it. And how the Boss Life Foundation grew into what it is today is, we kind of like, as we grew, we kept going back to the hood, like doing turkey drives and stuff like that, giving back, doing certain stuff. And then they just was like, 97.9 got us a day. And then we began to get more serious and do the paperwork of really having a foundation instead of just pulling up to the hood and just giving back and not documenting nothing. So now it was a party for our friend Rico. Happy birthday, Rico. And then now it turned into a whole ball, a foundation ball where we give back. So it's a beautiful thing. It keeps growing every year. Yeah,
and the thing that will keep it growing from year to year to year forever, how you change a community, is one of the things that y'all do is you have scholarships for high school students, high school graduates. And so you know what it's like to grow up and struggle.
Exactly.
And you found an opportunity. Not every child's going to find that. And so the more that you can give, which what you all are doing through Boss Life Foundation, the more kids have an opportunity to succeed.
Yep, and just to inspire, man, just to pull up on the kids and let them see that we from the same neighborhood and they can do whatever we doing. We built the neighborhood, and we built a new community in Acres Home. We gave away a house to a hurricane victim last year, paid off. Like, we gave a whole house away to somebody who lost their home during
We're working on opening up a trade school. We know that the trades are fantastic. Not every child has to go to a 4-year school. You can, get out of high school and start working right away.
Yeah, we got something going on right now in Acres Home where we got a trade school going with teaching kids how to build homes and stuff. So, college ain't for everybody, so we're just trying to fill up those gaps in our community. Yeah,
and speaking of gaps, in the trades is where we have a lot of gaps in this country.
Exactly.
All right, the Boss Life Ball, what's that event?
The Boss Life Ball is, like I say, it started with being one of our friends' birthday party. And it was just something that, the people enjoy because you get to get up, get dressed. Ain't a lot of times in Houston you get to get dressed. And then every single year, like, we do it at one of the most elite places. Like, we try to find the places that nobody's been to, the top spots.
Yeah. Is it the Post Oak Hotel?
Right, the Post Oak Hotel.
That
it's a new hot
hotel
place,
is amazing.
Right, it's the place to be. So we make sure it's a real nice venue. And then you rubbing shoulders with all kind of bosses. Like last year we had Tillman.
Yeah, we just saw him there.
Floyd Mayweather came. A lot of people, Deshaun Watson, I talked to Harden. Hopefully he come through this year. So, it be bosses from, like I say, we honor the cake lady who's selling cakes in the neighborhood. Like I say, the Tillman. So, it's from every level. You rub shoulders with people, network, have a good night.
So I'll be there. If James Harden comes, he's going to run. But seriously, because on Thanksgiving Day at the parade, I could not help myself. Just like I'm not going to be able to help myself right now, but I'm going to ask permission. Can I?
Go ahead.
Okay. See, I did that with James Harden. And James was funny because he goes, "You're lucky my hands were full." I said, "Well, your hands were full. That's why you knew you couldn't block my shot." So that's how that all happened. All right. The Boss Life Ball will be held on Sunday, January 20th at the Post Oak Hotel. To purchase tickets, visit bosslifefoundation.org. And you're going to stay with us because something's coming up that you love. Those cheesecakes that we talked about.
Let's get it.
Let's get some music. Coming up next, can't wait to meet the man who made cheesecake heavenly. It's one of Slim Thug's favorite sweets. After the break, I'm gonna eat. Divine intervention helped our next guest whip up the very best. We'll be right back.